Alrighty, welcome to another haul video. This is basically my haul and thoughts for MegaCon Orlando 2022. First, I would talk about some stuff that now, I left my house today pretty kind of late-ish. I was not happy the fact I left this late. I wanted to leave a little bit early, but no, my dad will leave freaking 11 o'clock. Yeah, though I had to delay leaving because my dad put on the wrong list for a voice actor I wanted an autograph from because we got there so late, and I hated this so much that certain people wanting to get autographs from left. Like, they weren't there. Like, either some people I basically didn't see there because I got or just didn't get a chance to get them because I had to rush to leave after 2.5 freaking hours. Something I was not happy with that at all. Yes, I was looking forward to this Comic-Con for 5 freaking months. And my dad started hurrying up after just 2.5 freaking hours. Like, how you coming? I said, I'm getting there. And apparently he misunderstood that. Said, oh yeah, time to go. I was not happy. I got some of the autographs I wanted. Not all of them. I did manage to pass by a table that had Catherine Sutherland and Karen Ashley at the table. Yes. Did I get a chance to go back there? Nope, because I had to rush to frickin' leave. Not happy with this at all. Not happy. All because of a misunderstood text. Yes. If I got a little earlier, I wouldn't have this problem. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Now, the stuff that I bought and stuff. Now these fine people I did not get a chance to get autograph from, or I just did not get a chance to get them at all. People I did not see at the get there who were supposed to be there, but I didn't see them there, probably because they left, or they're probably with the panel. Ben Percy. Tony S. Daniel. Excuse me. James Hinton IV. Clayton Crane. I really want to see this guy because I love this guy's artwork. Nope, couldn't get to his table because I had to rush to frickin' leave. The same thing with James Hinton. I got maybe partway through the comic career area, and I had to stop because my dad wanted to go. Because he thought getting there was basically me, I'm almost done. After 2.5 hours. Seriously, it's so freaking stupid. Yep. There were others. One comic creator, I think it was the guy who created Witchblade, he was there today. I actually want to get to his table, but he had a bit lengthy of a line from him. I was like, just pass. Jim Shooter was there. I did see him there. Didn't go autograph, not because basically I didn't get time to, or I didn't see him. I did see him. $25 for an autograph. Yep, $25. And you're thinking, really? $25? For Jim Shooter? Yeah, I have no idea why the heck he decided to charge $25. Pretty much all the comic careers I ran into, except for one. There was one I ran into where I didn't have to pay money for an autograph. And that was Brian Azzarello. Yes, and I'll talk about him when I get a chance to talk about the books I'm signed. First, let's start off with what I got. This is basically the last thing I purchased before I left the building because my dad was rushed to freaking leave. ReZero, my first ReZero t-shirt. And its character is popped up from season 1 for the show, which I thought this was... When I saw they had ReZero stuff, because here's the thing. I don't have much for ReZero. All I own is the last 3 light novels released in English, a small Ren figure, the 2 seasons of Isekai Quartet, and that's it. That's all I own for Isekai Quartet. Also, Justin Bennett was there, but his line was really, really long. If I got this line, I'd probably be waiting there for a long time. It would have been about an hour before I get a chance to get to him. And I didn't get a chance to see the actor who played Toshiro from Demon Slayer. He was there too. I wanted to autograph him, but didn't get a chance to. Got this Ren figure, even though it's a bag. But yeah, this is basically a Ren figure. Ren in a swimsuit, a school swimsuit. All right. This is what was supposed to get signed by Jim Shooter, but gets for $25. Never got an autograph from him. Alright. Here's some stuff I purchased. And yeah, we'll start off basically with the first 4 books which I purchased today, which were The Future Foundation. Yep. By Jim Wheatley. Yeah. This very brief spin-off series, Future Foundation. Yeah. I'll point out though, series for kids. That kind of is true. It is. Yep. Man Without Fear, The Death of Daredevil. The miniseries came between Charles Schultz's run and Chip Zdarsky's run. Yep. Here's the thing. I've read this miniseries when it came out, but I've never reviewed this one. This is the only thing from Daredevil in the last decade I have not reviewed yet. Review this one soon. The first trade for Occupy Avengers, first of 2. Because this series is only 9 issues. No, seriously, it is. It is also by far the shortest Avengers ongoing series to date. Yep. Battle Scars, the series that brought us Phil Coulson and the Black Nick Fury. I'll talk about this in the future. Excuse me. This is actually one of the first books I'm showing off here. It's the first stuff here got signed. Justice League Odyssey, Volume 1, The Ghost Sector. And there is Josh Williams' autograph. Alright. This also got signed for him. His first trade for Robin. Now, let's see. Yep, there's a signature. Now, the thing with him, like, here's what I thought was really weird. Joshua Williamson and I are about the same age, and he surprisingly remembered me. He said, "Oh, hi, Nick." I was blown away by that. Because here's the thing. He is one of 2 comic creators who actually remember me. Because they meet so many people, and surprisingly he remembers me. I was so surprised to say that. Only in case you're curious, though, how old is Joshua Williamson? Which is a good question, actually. Excuse me. He is... Because I know he's actually one comic creator who's actually close to my very age. Which is interesting to say the least. He is... When it comes up here... Now, what did we talk about mostly? Well, the fact that apparently he's a big Chuck Dixon fan. Oh yeah, he loves Chuck Dixon's work on Nightwing and Robin. So pretty much he filled this book with a lot of characters created by Chuck Dixon. I did point out to him, he was actually quite surprised to hear this. That Connor Hawke is not a Chuck Dixon character. Nope, it's created by Caleb Pugh. He was like, really? Caleb Pugh created him? Yep. He was actually surprised about that. Yes, he seriously was. Like, yeah. We talked about that. Okay, here we go. Joshua Williamson. Let's see here. The page is still loading up here. Well, he told me also that this actually is the first half of the first story arc he did for Robin, which is going to be collected in a... He's hoping this is going to be a double-sized book that collects the entire first story arc, which is like 12 issues. Now, he is... Oh, he's 40. Okay, he's 40 years old. He's like about 6 years older than I am, but kind of close per se. It doesn't kind of look close to me. Yes, and also the fact that we talked about Shuttle War, the fact he was brought into Batman and he's leaving, the fact Jim does take over because he loved Jim Davis's work. Now, he just did this because basically he's kind of doing too much stuff. He just wanted to do Batman just because. But he did a really good story arc. Yes. And he said Shadow War is a separate thing from what he's doing on Robin. It's like he was very proud of Robin. The one book we did not get a chance to talk about, which it was Just Drunk Incorporated. Yeah, we didn't talk about that one. It's not like basically it was a forbidden subject per se. It just never came a conversation. That's the honest truth of the matter. It never came a conversation, which I thought was kind of interesting, was kind of odd for myself. Like, damn, I can't believe I didn't bring that up. Or the fact I didn't bring up the fact he's doing Justice League, the main Justice League book right now. Yeah, didn't get a chance to talk about it at all. Which I found that to be interesting. Alright, next up it is this book right here. I got this assigned by Freddie Williams II. Yep. Now, he loved working this book, and it's because of this book he became good friends with James Tynion IV. Yep, he did. And he did confirm to me that Kevin Eastman did variant covers just for the opening miniseries. He didn't confirm it to me if in fact he did do it for a second, third volume. Then for the first one, and in fact of course he's also doing the artwork for Godzilla Power Rangers right now. When you talk a little bit about just like Power Rangers per se, he does know of Stephen Byrne, but the thing is, he does not know if he's related to John Byrne. He's never met him. Nope. But he loves doing crossovers for IDW. Yeah, great guy to talk to. And we brought the fact that this is definitely true. At the time that this miniseries came out, basically the first one, it was that period of time where, like, all the miniseries Batman were either done by James Tynion or Peter DiTomasi. Yeah, either one of those two guys. And he mentioned, now I knew about Tynion that worked at DC more, but I did not know apparently Tomasi doesn't work there anymore. Yes, Tomasi doesn't work for DC anymore. I'm like, really? I thought I know he stopped his run for Tit Comics at issue 1033, but why the heck did he leave? He was there for a long time. He was at DC Comics in the early 90s. Kind of surprised about that. Yes. Alright, next up it is this book here. I got this signed by, believe it or not, Greg Capullo. Yep. We didn't talk about this one very much. Nope, we didn't. But Greg Capullo, X guy to talk to, and he does agree. When people think of him, either it's Batman work or Spawn, and he's correct. He definitely does agree with that. He also told me that the reason why he became a long-running artist on Spawn for a while was because Todd McFarlane was focused on his toy line. He became a regular artist in the book issue 26, which I've been reviewing that currently. And here's the original book, Dark Knight Middle. And he did confirm to me something Link Carr brought up in his review for this very book, that when he had Daniel Hall from New Game and Sandman show up, that Scott Snyder went to New Game, asked us for permission to use the character, and this was true. Yep, this was definitely true. And I did ask him about the Batman Who Laughs, and according to Greg Capullo, that was all Scott Snyder's thing. He just designed the character. The whole concept of the character, just, of course, he does agree with me. He's a creepy character. Yes, he is. He seriously is so freaking creepy. This I got signed by Tom King. The Button. Yep. I did chat with him a bit, and great guy to talk to. Tom King, one of the nicest people to meet I have ever met at Comic-Con. Not mean, not very... Now, I did bring up the whole thing about his death threats thing, which I did bring this up with Neil Adams, and, like, the fact that, it's kind of abbreviated exactly what he mentioned to me, the fact that it's bringing spanking and threatening to spank every person who threatened to kill him, and who basically gave him death threats, and according to Tom King, that's typical Neil Adams. Yes, he said that. And it just basically, I didn't talk to him very much about his Batman work per se. I really wish I could talk. I wish I could a little more about his stuff with Strange Adventures, Mr. Miracle, The Vision. I kind of wish I could talk to him more, but he's just a great guy to talk about, mostly about, like, of course, besides death threats, I just mostly talked about Neil Adams, some of my favorite artists. I gave one of my business cards. I kind of wish I could talk longer. I kind of wish I did. This next one was a bit of a surprise. This was signed by Ram V. Yes. Who miswrote my name, Mike. Ram V, if you're watching this, my name is Nick, not Mike. Yes, and I even told him this when I met him. Prior to him doing this book in Just the Dark, I had never heard it before, and he was fine with that. He had no problem with that at all. He was not upset by that, and the fact that I got a chance to like this book and one book for him to sign. I did tell him I really loved his run for Swamp Thing. I love his run. Before I continue, there were actually two artists I actually did want to get autographs from, and I did books from his time, but it turns out they already signed them already. I'm like, damn. You ever think who? Yannick Prenick and Tim Townsend. Yep, they had already signed these books. So, oops. Yeah, so I had nothing for them to sign at all. Yeah, I thought this was kind of weird. Tim Townsend, I talked to him briefly about Nonstop Spider-Man. Great book. And even he felt this, though, basically, Spider-Man finding Baron Zemo was so random. And even he was perplexed about the ending of the series and only 5 issues. I asked him, was it cancel those sales? He says, no, sales are actually pretty good. They actually left for the 5 issues because they thought the book was going to do Creative Team. But no, they were launching Savage Spider-Man. But that's according to him. That's what Tim Townsend told me, so don't think that I lied about that. Like, if you want to confirm this with him, go right ahead. Yeah. I did tell Yannick Prenick I really enjoyed his run for Swamp Thing. I thought it was really good. Even, of course, talking about Ram V stuff for Swamp Thing as well. This got signed. One of a couple books got signed by Brian Azzarello. Yes, I got him to sign this book here. At least he basically got my name right. For this book here, this was at a low point in his life, and he told me that the stuff he worked on here is the John Constantine stuff, and he worked on the Batman Beyond, so it's all him. That's the only stuff he worked on. I did ask him, did Jeff Lemire write the Justice League United stuff? Yes, that was all true. I kind of theorized that, and yep, that's all true. He did write all the Justice League United stuff, and probably the Green Arrow stuff as well. So all thing he wrote was Batman Beyond, and well, as for the little girl, I did not ask him who wrote that, and I did bring up the fact that Keith Giffen worked on this book along with 52. Yeah, that's everything with that one. I did bring up the fact that the Issue Zero book was not that good. This is the other book I got signed by Ram V. Of course, he also is currently writing Carnage. 3 books right now. 3 books. Because he was writing 4, but he had to run on Catwoman recently. Now, the thing... This one basically, right? The thing with... there was a character I was talking about, Father Valley. According to him, he says Father Valley is based upon a character from the movie Hot Fuzz, who the character he describes as a priest with shotguns. Yep, that's what the character's based on. I mean, I even told him this, basically. I thought he was just a combination of Dresden from the Dresden Files and Jack Knight from Starman. But nope, he said it was basically the character from Hot Fuzz. Yep. This is the other book, basically, got signed by Brian Azzarello. And according to him, we need to talk a little about Batman Damned. According to him, that book, him along with Lee Bergero, who I did point to him, he's a great artist, and he agrees. He totally agrees about that. We even talk about his book, We Are Robin, which, good artwork. I didn't think the book necessarily, even he felt this though, basically just okay at best. He didn't have much to say about the book. The thing with this book was actually, this book along with Joker and Batman Damned, were 3 of 5 books he worked on with Lee Bergero. The other 2 books were Batman Death Below, and there was one other comic book that him and Lee Bergero worked on. Because it was according to him, there were 5 books. Oh, before Watchmen Rorschach. Yeah, and that was it. You thinking, really? Yeah, he brought up the fact Batman Noel, which was really good, by the way. Now, I did also talk to him briefly about his Superman run. And he says his actually, according to him, he said this himself. This was like the Superman book. Of course, he worked on the book with Jim Lee, which he loved working with Jim Lee in the book. This actually was the last book that Jim Lee ever put out on time. Because he is notorious for taking his sweet time and stuff. And basically, Brian Azzarello. Here's the weird thing about Brian Azzarello. When I first saw him, and this is kind of weird, I thought he was Frank Miller. I mean, his face is so similar to his, except the hair is different color. That's the thing with Brian Azzarello. Here's the thing about Brian Azzarello. I've never seen a picture of him. I read about the guy's work, but I've never seen a picture of him before. I'm like, really? Okay. Interesting. Very much older guy, Brian Azzarello. Let's see. How old is he? He is 59. Oh, yeah. He's 50. He's about 60. One book I did see on his table, I didn't talk about Broken City or Wonder Bullets. I did not get a chance to talk about that. I did talk about his Wonder Woman run. The fact that, well, the thing with his Wonder Woman run, well, the picture I have on Wikipedia is he actually has hair now. Basically, the picture on Wikipedia is from about 6 years ago. He's bald. He's got hair now. I did tell him David Finch was a big fan of his run with Cliff Chang. He says he got good taste. He did tell me he was not a fan of the Rebirth era for Wonder Woman. Yeah, he was not a fan of it at all. Yeah, he didn't like it. He actually does not like the Rebirth costume either. And that is according to him. That's what he told me. Alright? Anything else from Brian Azzarello? Not really. I chatted for quite a while, but I just want to move on to our table. But I couldn't think of anything else to say, but yeah. I kind of wish, basically, we'll talk more about other stuff here. Alright. Next one is a DVD I got signed by Monica Rial, which I even got a picture with her too. Cursed BNX. Tanya. Monica Tanya Rial. Yes. And she is actually quite happy that there's a season 2 coming. Oh yeah, she's happy about that. And I was curious about, I was going to ask her about the movie. She said basically the movie's under control of Crunchyroll, but because it's integrated now, she really wants to dub the movie. That's what she told me. She is very happy that Sonic Continuous gets season 2. And of course, she was very happy to hear that me telling her about the praise that she got from Chris Guerrero when they worked together on the Isekai Quartet, and Rico from Who's Gonna Hang Out. I did not get a chance to ask her about that show getting season 2. Of course, I did talk to her about Overlord for a bit. And yes, she did play a one-shot character in that series. I did not talk about the now on my smartphone. Didn't talk much about Sonic Titan per se, but she's really helping for that. And there was big confusion at our table. I should point out, though, that I thought I was going to pay $6 just for the picture and autograph. I am paying $80 for this stuff. No, I'm not kidding about that. Basically, because it was a bit confusing. Because basically, it was like, I thought it was just before the combos was for an autograph picture. Nope, it's stuff on the table. But, like, okay, fine. I had to get my money anyway. So, this is me with Monica Rial. Yes. And here's the interesting about this woman. She's 12 years older than I am. Yep. And you might ask, did I bring up Vic Minnelli with her? No. I never did. It never came up in conversation. And you're thinking, really? It didn't? No. It never came up. At all. Oh yeah, basically Monica Rial is actually one of 2 voice actors I've seen who apparently love changing their hair. Oh yeah, the other one is Brie Knickerbocker. She basically was so happy to see that I brought this Froppy plush with me. Oh yeah, she was so happy with that. Yeah. Great person to talk to, and as you can see, I'm taller than she is. Yep. Everyone's looking like, Nick, how is it that you're taller than every single woman you meet at Comic-Con? It just by sheer coincidence. They just happened to be that way. Yep. But great person to talk to, Monica Rial. Love talking to her. Talk about various different series. Talk about Love Tyrant. I heard talk about To Love Ru with the guy in front of me. I even gave her a list of my favorite characters. She was so happy to see this list. I gave the same to Lucy Christian last year, so I figured, though, why not do it for Monica Rial, too? I mean, she was actually one person who was actually definitely looking forward to seeing, and I got it. Yep. And she based also, here's the thing, she was actually very happy to see this. Yeah. She's like, yay! It's like she's just so happy to see this one. Like, I'm sure she's probably expecting My Hero Academia, one of the other series, but this one, she was so happy to see this one. Probably because she's the lead character of the show. Alright. Next up is book I got held by Zeb Wells. Yes. I got him to sign the first trade for Spider-Man Amazing Spider-Man Beyond. Yep. I did bring up to him that I was not really a big fan of how Peter Parker was written in the thing, basically how he utilized. I did bring up a funny scene with him, which was done by one of the creators. It was not done by him per se. It was done by I don't remember who it was, but about the scene where Dr. Octopus went to Beyond Corporation and saw these various stuff, and he was like shocked to see this stuff from the Department of Sandwiches. Yep. And there's no book I got him to sign, which I'll show off in a minute when I get to it. But he did confirm me two things. Number one, 900 is a 70-issue book. Basically, the artwork is entirely done by Ann McGuinness. There's no multiple artists because I would have think, though, issue 900 for Amazing Spider-Man, they'll have boatload of artists issue. According to him, he did confirm this. There's only one artist, and it's going to be 70 pages, and it's all about Ann McGuinness. Interesting, he chose Ann McGuinness to the artwork, was I don't think he's ever done a book before. He did also confirm to me that the thing that was seen at the end of the previous volume for the series, issue 93, with this mysterious guy talking to Spider-Man Mary Jane, he did bring up that will be brought up in this run. So don't worry about that. And I did ask him because I was really worried this might happen with him because I love this guy's work. Did he receive death threats over the first issue of his relaunch for Amazing Spider-Man? Kind of, yes. He did confirm to me that he got a couple small minor threats of death. But he did receive a lot of flack online for it. Yeah, he received a lot of flack for it. But it wasn't as big as basically majorly death threats. Because I was worried about that. And, yeah. That's all he confirmed to me. I did bring up to him and Jim Zeb are two very underrated writers of Marvel. And he does appreciate the fact that I basically talk about his work on my YouTube channel. Basically, Doug Burr here. Yep. A guy I've never met before, but very happy to meet him. Yes, so, yeah. I'm glad I got a chance to talk to him because basically it's like very recently. And also, I did bring this up to him that even he definitely thinks this is definitely true. Excuse me, that this book, Amazing Spider-Man, is the biggest book that he's ever done in his entire career. Like, it must be. And he says, oh yeah, it is. It's the biggest book I've done. Yep. Yeah, and he's very much looking forward to the whole 900 thing. And look, here's the other book I had him sign. This book right here. He does remember this book. Yeah, he wrote it. I would figure, though, because it's been over 10 years since this book came out, that he might have forgotten. But no, he actually does remember this book. Oh, yeah. Almost 10 years ago. I did bring up to him, there was a little bit of thing with Vanessa Fisk coming back. That wasn't really follow. I did bring what happened in Nick Spencer's run. With the whole thing with bringing back Richard Fisk instead of Vanessa. And he says that was pretty standard for that to happen. Yep. Alright, this one got signed by the current writer, Stephanie Phillips. Yeah, most of talked to her about this book. I didn't talk about any of her books she worked on, per se. Actually, the book I did talk about her was Harley Quinn, Red, Red, and Black. I really wish I owned that book. I really wish I brought the book to the side. I regret not bringing it up with me. she actually is very appreciative of the fact that how much I love this book so far, and also even the person with her was so happy that this happened too. The fact that Harley and Ivy kissed finally, yes, even she was happy because she got a chance to do it too. And Riley Ruspo, great artist, she agrees with that too. And the first book I saw him tell artist on was Batman the Shadow. I think he did follow up too, and yeah, she saw him there too. All right, this one's gonna be a lot of fun. Here's a classic artist, Graham Nolan, signing this book. Like, oh, it must be an old book. Oh no, it's the new printing of it. Though this is not exactly like the 2012 version or the one from the 90s. Oh no, this is like new printing, like the entire run. He did confirm some things with me. Number one, Doug Monk. Mensch, basically. That's how he pronounces the name. I told him the last name Mohawk. That was something Jim Shooter told me. That's how I pronounce his last name. I get it from Shooter. Which, I don't think he was upset with that. No. He did tell me the reason why he has the co-credit creation on Bane is because of political reasons. And also because he writes in Batman. Yes. I did also ask him whose idea was it to have Batman Stop Be Broken. He actually had no idea about that. He had no idea who came up with that idea. He did tell me the reason for Nightfall's creation. Apparently, people were receiving a lot of... apparently, Danny O'Neill was receiving a lot of complaints of Batman not killing anybody in his book. So, he basically wanted to shake the status quo, bring in Azrael, have him do it instead of Bruce Wayne. So, yeah. So, it turns out a critically acclaimed story is not because of fan complaints. That's according to him, and yeah, he did confirm to me that Danny O'Neill did create the Venom drug, but it was all him and Chuck Dixon work on Bane. He basically did confirm to me that the mask that Bane wears is based upon a Luchador mask. Yep, that part is true. He actually was really happy with the live-action portrayal of the scene where Bat broke his back in live action. He was very happy with that. Even he was also very happy with Tom Hardy's portrayal as Bane. Even liked the look. Even he agreed with that. I even brought with him the look from Gotham. Yes, I brought the look from Gotham, and even he agreed it was awful, really awful. I brought the meme to him basically where basically have all three Banes say, "I am Bane." Get to him, says, "You're not Bane. Red Hood, shoot him." He even brought up the fact that. Red Hood Arkham Knight killed him in the Arkham Knight comic book and basically burned the body. I did bring up to him about Bane currently being dead in DC Comics currently. He did not seem very happy with it. Not the fact I told him. No, he didn't have a problem with that at all. He didn't like the fact that DC killed off Bane. He was also a bit upset with the fact that how Joker was written. The fact that he considered Joe considered Bane to be a failure. According to him, it was mainly defense of Nightfall. That was the reason for it. That's what he theorized anyways. Yeah, probably because what he did to him during Nightfall, that's probably the reason why. And I did point out to him something really interesting, though. The pose that Bane was basically put in, it's the same thing we saw in Arkham Asylum video game. Yeah, it is. And, yeah, that's all I'm talking about. The Bane Conquest book. Yeah, that was the last book that he and Chuck Dixon worked on together, and that was the last book Chuck Dixon worked on at all for DC. I think he did do 80th anniversary story for Detective Comics. I think it was. It was Detective. It was Batman 80th anniversary. Yeah, he did do that. This got signed by Humberto Ramos. Yes, the artist of this book. Yeah, everyone knows like a lot of my books basically were signed, exception of the a couple few of them, or they're signed on the inside. Better way to preserve the signature. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to him about what came with the idea for this series per se. I do read it. He does confirm to me that the series is not being canceled. He did the guy who worked with him who was there at the table. He did confirm to me that there's an omnibus coming out soon for this book. Yep, an omnibus. I'm like, that's interesting. I like that. All right. Alright, 2 submitted books. This one got signed by Tom King. Yep. I think this is, yeah, and this is the last of my signed books, basically, I got signed. Alright, time to take a look what else I purchased at Comic-Con. Defenders, There Are No Rules. The most recent volume for Defenders published to date. Now, there is, I know there is also Defenders Beyond, but, excuse me. Now, I love Defenders, and I saw this was there. I figured, oh, get it. Fear Itself Homefront. The Karback Saga. Little fun fact with Amazon for this one. It is a bit difficult to find for this one. Yes, it is very difficult to find this one because it is like not much in stock for this book. So I figured though, I saw this there, grab it. And plus, there's lots of finished reviewing Guardians 3000, which I love that book. Yep. Now this book, I own the first 5 trades. This one, I did not own Volume 6. Nightwing Volume 6, To Serve and Protect. Yep. More Chuck Dixon Nightwing. I love Nightwing, so why not? The first volume for Damage. Yes, the Tony S. Dan book. A creator I did not get a chance to meet at Comic-Con. I was really loved to meet him, but nope. That guy was able wasn't there. Damn it. Yeah. The Fall and Rise of Captain Atom. Yeah, this is another book basically I want to get my hands on because I love Captain Atom. Great character. Both volumes for The Royals. Yes, The Royals. Another Al Ewing book. Yep. And, wait. There is one more thing I gotta show off here. And that is Freddie Williams' second business card. Yep. I got this from him because I gave him one of my business cards. I gave him one. I gave Monica Rail one. I didn't get Brian Azzarello one. I should get one. I should have. I gave one to Greg Capullo, Tom King, various people. But you think, oh, you must have had a good time. Not really per se. There was a bunch of stuff I really wanted to do, but I was in a rush to leave. Before I close out here, I should bring up some minor thing happened to my dad and I were driving home from Orlando. We're close to home, and all of a sudden a car, something spills out from underneath the car, and it's a freaking bed sheet of all things. Yes, a bed sheet. I had to pick it up like, you're thinking, what, a bed sheet come from a car? Yeah, my dad thought it was like a body or something. Yes, my dad thought he was trying to avoid the damn thing. Yeah, and also, when it was raining on the way back, some guys had to break the law by cross double line, which is standard for some idiots, but the bed sheet one, I had to bring it up because that was so hilarious. Yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this particular video. I mean, I enjoy going to it. I kind of wish I had, but I just really wish I had more time. Yes. But due to a misunderstanding text, that didn't happen. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this particular video. I'm going to basically do a couple comic corners. Actually, I'm just going to do one. And I'm going to go straight to Skeleton in our world. Okay? Next video. Bye.